Good morning to all those rose lovers around the world and welcome back to my garden. I am up and early today to enjoy this lovely May sunshine we're gonna have for the rest of the week. And what better days to come out early and enjoy the most of this weather. The garden is almost in full bloom, which is quite surprising. A lot of these roses are started to flower way before the peonies have, which is quite unusual, of course, because it's always normally the peonies that start to flower. But yeah, the garden is almost ready to set for a full explosion. And I do apologize that my English isn't that good, as it isn't really my first language, and finding intellectual words isn't in my vocabulary, and especially when you're trying to find a terminology to describe a rose, it's very, very difficult. So often I am using a lot of the music as a decoy to dilute the sound of my voice. And today is a very, very special day today for me, as I'm going to show you one of the most fragrant roses in my entire collection of roses. And these roses have eluded me for so many years, and I have to honestly say I have finally found the most fragrant rose I've always been looking for. And look at this beautiful bloom from Princess Alexandra of Kent. She's an absolute wonderful rose with a divine fragrance. And Munstead Wood, a retired DA rose with this beautiful, beautiful color and a lovely divine scent. And these stems are quite thin and doesn't really hold up the flowers very well. This is a bush form of Gertrude Jekyll. Right, so let's go and have a look at this rose. There it is, Yves Piaget. First introduced in 1983, a jewelry company called Yves Piaget collaborated with the Milan International Rose Breeder from France. I wouldn't say collaborate, more like here's 50,000 euros, breed me a very fragrant and a beautiful rose, and this is the result. And on that same year it won numerous awards and many awards after that. And perhaps the most famous garden rose ever bred by Yves Piaget, and combined with this very ruffled old-fashioned pink, raspberry and pink color, and very, very rich in fragrance like no other rose. And once you've experienced the fragrance of this rose, you'll actually really fall in love. And these big, big pink blooms really look similar to a peony. It's absolutely gigantic, with an average petal count of 80 petals per each bloom. But overall size of this mature plant isn't overwhelmingly large. It's very bushy, short, and only reaching to 2 to 3 feet wide. But I have heard rumors that this rose is quite a difficult rose to breed. Difficult meaning it doesn't like to be in full sun, or it doesn't like to be grown in a wet climate. Have a lot of fresh growth as well, with a few more blooms to come. I have got it in a pot so I can move it around in the garden. But yeah, this fragrant, honestly, is really like no other in my garden. It doesn't smell like any old rose, fruity, citrus or myrrh. And I can tell you, wow, just wow. It really smells like a perfume, with a very strong and expensive perfume. I am absolutely blown away by the fragrance. And I'm not a very huge fan of these large frilly petals. In fact, the fragrance does disappear when the flowers are fully open, but the fragrance is so strong even with these buds halfway open, and this is probably 60% open, and it smells again stunning, absolutely stunning. And look at the gigantic size of these blooms, held up by one very, very sturdy stem. And that is, for me, a very, very good thing. And I don't like big flowers that droop on a very thin, wiry stem. Wow. Well, I think I won't be looking any further for the most fragrant rose, because I have found the most fragrant rose. And nothing like that in my garden smells close to it. It's going to have the potency of this rose. I think once these peonies open up alongside it, it's going to look amazing. Well, there you have it. The most fragrant rose in my garden, and perhaps the most fragrant rose in the entire world. Okay, thank you for joining me today, and I will be giving you a tour around my garden very, very soon. And thank you for watching. I hope you all have a lovely day.